Hello everyone, welcome to building the ultimate Matchbox car collection. My name's Tyrone. I have in my hot little hands Moving Parts series 2019. Do you remember 2019 when life was simple? We've got, well, there's only 15 in the series, but they came with Recolors. I always think when I see something new, as soon as I look it over a few times, I think, wonder what the next colour is going to be. In 2019, let me tell you, we'll start with number one. And here begins the story. Number one, reading from notes, is the 2000 Nissan Xterra in a strange blue, but it's not bad. What are you seeing there? I've got them all. Today, there was at least one missing. There were two missing. One is on the card. I'll show it to you now. We'll destroy some packaging. It's the 64 Pontiac Grand Prix in purple. This was the first time I ever felt like I'd missed out. And I was cut deep from the MBX Road Trip series or sub-series 2018, the copyright, so we know it's 2019. Let's rip it open. This just arrived, so I thought I'd do the video. You lucky little rabbit. Show you the whole series of 2019. It just struck me that I've destroyed some very old packaging over the years with this channel. There's a bit of goo in there, so it's unacceptable. It's still there. I'll get rid of it in my own time. Let's see how the doors open and close. Oh, it's a bit stiff. Was this when they started to fall apart on the opening parts scene? Charged us more, did a inferior job? Maybe. Ooh, not liking that. I love the colour. That's number two. Turning the page already. It's a funny little printout the dear wife supplied me. So that was the one that was holding me up to do this video. Number three, the Volkswagen Vase of Make You Talk in red. The suspense builds because I'm not finishing my point. Number three is the 65 Volkswagen Type 3 Fastback in red. Solid little number. There's the base. If you are a reader of bases, sometimes I do, sometimes not so much. I've often said that the only reason I got into this hobby is the way these little colourful beauties make me feel, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but that's the way it is. Number four is a shared space. There are two in that number four, and I'll round out my point that I vaguely made earlier. This is the Camaro Metal Flake Orange officially. The mechanics loved this colour so much they coated the entire engine bay in it. It's a good one. 2016 Chevy Camaro, if you were wondering. And blue, Metal Flake Blue to be precise. Both number four of that year. So yeah, that kind of rounds out my point randomly. All of these have two colours in this year's lineup. Isn't that interesting? So there was no need to wait for the next colour, and the very next one is the same. It's in the same boot. The 62 Jeep Willys wagon in green, and if I flick over the page, the number doesn't change, but the colour of the car does. Red, if you can call that red. So there's no need to wait in 2019 to see what the next colour they issued would be, because they were both on the pegs, ready for you to snap up. In fact, the very next casting, same deal. Was this where it all fell apart? Taxi on a NYPD, spoken not like a New Yorker. And of course the Ford Crown Victoria from 2006 in what they're calling charcoal on the list. That's not charcoal. Now the door's open, but oh, look at that. I was about to say my fingernails won't do it for you, but they did. Very sketchy looking back door there. Only arrest midgets. Also with a taxi roof light. Crazy. They're still doing it. Can you believe it? The coppers were number 6. Number 7 is the 1982 Datsun 280ZX. What a great casting. It's a real nod, isn't it, to the one of old from the late 70s, or it wouldn't have been late 70s, mate. It was 1982. What movie did I see that on? I think Snoop Dogg was in it. He had a 78 Lincoln, and the movie was set in 77. And he says, yeah, it's next year's model. Tesla, don't set it on fire. Don't care it. It's just some rando's car. It's number 8, Tesla Model X, red, with the weird doors. There's a big backstory behind how crazy it was to make those gull-wing doors, even with sensors inside them. Isn't that amazing? I'm sure you can Google it. It's what I say to my wife every time she doesn't have the correct answer for me. Google it. And she does. Number 9 is the 63 Chevy C10 pickup. Where are you? Step forward. Come hither. In sort of a 1963 blue. I can't imagine they actually came up with that colour in 60, whenever that was. I'll just shove it through my notes. That was 64. I can't imagine they came up with that colour in 64. But they would have this one, I believe. They didn't bother painting the engine. It's just the same colour as the plastic. Lost my spot now. It's a lot of pages for not many cars. Let's see, number 10. The type is a little bit over the place. See what I mean about the Recolors? I love it. Love it. You don't have to wait till next year to add to that line of the collection. And these are so close to the originals. Fabulous, fabulous little things. But takes its own number. It's number 10, light metal flake blue, 65 Volkswagen Type 3 fastback. Head on down, sit with your little buddy. Oh, they're all in shot too. Good. Yet another recolor for 2019 is the 2000 Nissan Xterra, but this time in yellow. Should we pair them up? Birds of a feather and all that. Number 12 is the 36 Ford sedan. This casting didn't get much of a run, unfortunately. It's a kooky little thing. Doors work. They're well colour matched. It's okay. It's a sleek design. It's nice. It's different. Step away, young man. We've got 13 to look at. What do you say about 13? Do you know when you're sitting, when you're at the servo filling up your car with the old petroleum, and some guy turns up in a fancy car? I've never seen one of these, but maybe it's a Lambo and the doors open funny. The dude's only trying to get out of his car, but you just think, oh, for Christ's sake, what a jerk. You know? Do you think that? He's only getting out of his car to fill it up, because it goes through 5 litres a mile or 5 litres every stretch of highway, because he floors it. So he needs to fill up every 5 minutes. But he has to get out of the thing to fill it up. There's no forecourt service anymore, but the doors look ridiculous. He gets out of it like he's got a buggered back. And you can't help thinking, what a jerk. This is a very one-off. It's the Renault Trésor concept. Don't come back, now you're here. I think everybody said that when they saw that on the pegs. If you didn't have it, you bought it, but every time you went to the department store or wherever you find your Matchbox, you saw it and you thought, don't need a double, not buying it. Number 14 is another recolor in this lineup. This is the happy old days, isn't it? You know, when you see docos on how things were and you see the workmen blowing glass or doing goodness knows what with a water wheel, they say people call these the good old days, but if you get this wrong, you die. You know, but do we call 2019 the good old days? I think so. It's the Pontiac again, but in metal flake blue, 64 Pontiac Grand Prix to be exact. And last, I mean, these days you've got 54 to chase plus, well, you got 50 to chase plus 4 super chasers. Back then you had 15 plus a couple of fling-flongs. 2019 was the 83 Buick Riviera. Was this the first colour it came out in? Then it was white. I was very happy when they released this one. Superb. So there you have it. That was the 2019 Matchbox moving parts. Hurrah! They're all here. Happy days. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.